There's been a lot of bust in the history of the NFL's draft, and in this video, we're going to talk about the top 5 biggest busts of all time, based off my opinion. Let's go. Alright, so real quick, before we get to the top 5, let's just talk about a few of the guys who just missed the cut. Isaiah Wilson, offensive tackle out of Georgia, was taken by the Tennessee Titans in the 2020 draft with the 29th overall pick. This one hits home because I'm a Tennessee Titans fan. Wilson started his career with COVID-19 issues and off-the-field concerns tied to violating team rules. He played in only one game as a rookie, which, by the way, was only like a backup extra point snap. Then after that, Titans traded him along with a 7th rounder to the Dolphins, where he was then cut very shortly, then went to the Giants and he was booted just a month after that. Isaiah Wilson really never played a game in the NFL and was out of the league in 2 years. Next, Matt Leinart, quarterback out of USC, was taken to the Arizona Cardinals with the 10th overall pick in the 2006 draft. Matt Leinart had a lot of skill, was a Heisman Trophy winner, was supposed to take over for Kurt Warner when the veteran quarterback was finished in Arizona. That remained the plan until 2010 when Leinart lost the job to Derek Anderson. Derek Anderson. And was released. Leinart did start 17 games throughout his Cardinals tenure, but managed just 7 wins and 10 losses. Not really good for a Heisman winning quarterback. Who cannot forget about Alabama running back Trent Richardson? Trent Richardson was taken 3rd overall in the 2012 NFL draft. Richardson was many considered a sure bet in the NFL, but he was not. After a season and a couple of games, mediocre at best production, Richardson was traded to the Colts early during the 2013 season. He didn't play it down after in 2015. A lot of people thought Richardson was going to be the next big thing, and he was just the next big bust. Another big one, Heath Shuler, quarterback out of Tennessee, was taken 3rd overall in the 1994 draft to the Washington Redskins. Shuler was coming off a Heisman finalist season when Washington made its hope at quarterback, but he couldn't even beat out Gus Frerotte, the team's 7th rounder in the same draft. For a starting quarterback job in the long term, Shuler started just 13 games and went 4-9. And the last guy to just miss the cut, Charles Rogers, wide receiver out of Michigan State, was taken number 2 overall to the Detroit Lions in the 2003 draft. 2 monster seasons at Michigan State. Rogers seemed like a money pick for the Lions at the time. Then his rookie season was derailed by injuries. Then in 2005, a violation of the NFL's drug policy got him suspended. When the Lions dumped Rogers in 2006, nobody else wanted him. The former college star managed just 36 catches and 4 touchdowns in just 3 years in the NFL before he was out. Now we get into the top 5 biggest busts of all time. Guys, if you're liking this video, hit the like button, subscribe for future content. That way you don't miss out. And comment if I missed someone who should be on this list. Number 5, Johnny Manziel, quarterback out of Texas A&M, was selected 22 overall to the Cleveland Browns in the 2014 draft. This is why he comes in at 5th overall, because he was taken near the back end of the draft. But everybody just talked about the Heisman winning quarterback, Johnny Manziel, Mr. Money himself, was going to be able to come in with a lot of flash and be able to put a franchise on his back. Of course, Johnny Manziel was a big controversy quarterback. He had a huge persona about himself, always with his celebrations and wearing his moxie on his jersey. You either hated a Johnny Manziel or you loved a Johnny Manziel. Manziel joined the legendary quarterback bust such as Jamarcus Russell and Ryan Leaf with this quick off-field related flameout with the Browns. He lasted with the team in the NFL for a forgettable couple seasons in which he never lived up to his dynamic Heisman-winning playmaking pedigree. The Browns had better success with Baker Mayfield, winning a playoff game before decided to upgrade to Deshaun Watson. Johnny Manziel then bounced around in the Canadian League and a lot of fan-controlled football as of late. Johnny Manziel, one of the biggest draft busts of all time, came in at number 5. Coming in at number 4 biggest draft busts of all time, linebacker Brian Bosworth, Oklahoma, taken in the supplemental NFL draft in 1987 to the Seattle Seahawks. The Seahawks probably could have predicted Bosworth in the NFL would be known for more of his off-field antics than his on-field performance. He was a decent on the field, save for the infamous Bo Jackson encounter, until a bad shoulder forced his retirement during his third NFL season. Bosworth started just 24 games for the Seahawks. Bosworth in college was recognized as a consensus first-team All-American in both his sophomore and junior seasons, but Bosworth barred from playing in the Orange Bowl following his junior year after he tested positive for steroids. He claimed that he used the steroids for medically prescribed by his doctor because of his injuries. And of course, we know about his NFL career ending with injuries. After that, Bosworth decided to become an actor, in which he's had an actually pretty decent career being an actor. As you know it, maybe some of you remember him being in The Longest Yard with an Adam Sandler. Bosworth comes in at number 4 of the biggest busts in NFL history. Coming in at number 3 is Tony Mandarich, offensive tackle, Michigan State, taken number 2 overall to the Green Bay Packers in the 1989 NFL Draft. Mandarich wasn't the first highly drafted tackle to fail with his first team, and he won't be the last. But the next 3 picks after Green Bay took him at number 2 was Barry Sanders, a Derek Thomas, and a Deion Sanders. When you take a Mandarich and you leave those 3 guys on the board, it's always going to come down to making him one of the biggest busts of all time. Mandarich, after getting cut by the Packers, he went to the Traverse City, Michigan for 2 years, addicted to drugs and alcohol. His family checked him into a rehab facility on March 23rd, 1995. He became sober. He returned to football in 3 years between 96 and 98 with the Indianapolis Colts. Started all 16 games during the 97 season. He retired from football in 98 due to a shoulder injury. He kind of came back. He's got a great story, but he still ends up being one of the biggest busts of all time. Coming in at number 2 was pretty difficult because to me 1 and 2 are 2 really big busts, but coming in at number 2, Ryan Leaf, quarterback, Washington State, selected number 2 overall to the San Diego Chargers in the 1998 NFL Draft. Many considered Leaf the biggest NFL draft bust of all time, primarily due to the fact that he was debated alongside Peyton Manning atop of the 98 class. While a poor off-field behavior and injuries contributed to Leaf's NFL flameout, his horrendous play of 13 touchdowns to 33 interception ratio with a 48.8 rating and a record of 4-14 and 18 starts for the Chargers would have been enough. San Diego dumped him as soon as they could when the 2000 season ended. That leaves us to our number 1 top bust of all time, and it's quarterback Jamarcus Russell out of LSU, who was selected first overall to the Oakland Raiders in the 2007 NFL Draft. Russell is in the conversation for the biggest NFL bust of all time, primarily thanks to the hype he generated as a rare size / strength combo at quarterback. Thanks in part to a training camp holdout that carried into the season, he started only 1 game during his rookie year with the Raiders. The team dumped him in 2010 after 25 starts in 3 seasons. His overall record was a whopping 7 wins and 18 losses, and Russell never again saw the field in the NFL. Jamarcus Russell was a big case because I remember personally his pro day. He got on one knee and threw the ball 70 yards, and just everybody was blown away. As far as his size and his stature, there was never a quarterback that looked like a Jamarcus Russell. But he clearly did not want it all when it came into the NFL. Jamarcus Russell, to me, is the biggest bust in NFL history. Let me know what you guys think about this list. Let me know if I forgot anybody. Hit that subscribe button and watch this next video.